Tomorrow is election day for most voters in this state, and on the primary ballot, races for city and county seats and measures affecting your schools, hospitals, ports, fire departments, and more. And Matt has a closer look at some of the key races and issues and what you need to know to make sure your vote is counted.
It is the August primary, and what is on your ballot really depends on what's going on right now in your city, county, and community. So let's go through some of the big issues and races right now, starting in parts of Pierce County, where voters will decide if they want to improve responses to fires like the Sumner Grade fire that burned through Bonnie Lake last summer. On the ballot, 2 levies for property owners in Bonnie Lake, Lake Tapps, Sumner, South Prairie, and parts of unincorporated Pierce County. One will pay for better staffing in the Milton and Tahali areas. The other will renew a levy to cover paramedics and advanced life support. The cost to a median homeowner in the fire district, $36 a year for one levy in additional property taxes, $18 a year for the other. The fire chief, John Parkinson, says it is essential to maintain staffing levels for a rapidly growing community.
As service grows or the service demand grows, our ability to provide it becomes a challenge to us. Any type of fire, any emergency, the more personnel you have on scene, the sooner, the earlier in the event, the greater the outcome or the better the outcome.
The future direction of King County and the city of Seattle also on the ballot. Let's start by talking about King County. You know, for the first time in 12 years, the county will have a real race with 2 candidates putting up legitimate and funded campaigns for county executive. So the top 2 finishers move on with incumbent Dow Constantine and challenger State Senator Joe Nguyen, expected to finish in the top 2 spots and face off come November. All right, now let's talk about the city of Seattle. Voters will also decide the future direction of Seattle. The race for mayor, it's been grabbing all the headlines. Tomorrow's primary will whittle down the field from a dozen candidates down to 2. Also, there are 2 different citywide council seats up for grabs. So is the position of city attorney. So far, turnout has been low. How low, you ask? Well, let's take a look at that. Statewide, 14% of ballots have been returned. In our state's most populated counties, we're looking at 13% in King County. Down in Pierce County, just 10% of people have returned their ballots. We caught up with the Secretary of State's office, which oversees elections here in Washington. We were told voting may be down a bit because there are no statewide elections on the primary ballot. They expect this right here to end up at around 30% voter turnout here in Washington, but compare that to 84% in last year's general election. While they do add, these local elections have a tremendous impact on our lives.
These local elections impact your daily lives the most. These are the individuals that are determining what books our children read in school. They're also determining the infrastructure that supports our communities, the law enforcement that supports our communities.
Finally, what you need to know to make sure your vote is counted. So if you are mailing, ballots must be postmarked, as it says, by tomorrow, August 3rd. You don't need postage. If you're dropping off your ballot, it has to be dropped off at a drop box by 8 p.m. on Election Day. That's tomorrow night. Also, make sure you join us for primary coverage. We'll have everything covered. We get things started tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with Q13 News over on Joe TV.
All right, Matt, thank you. And in case you missed the deadline to register to vote online or by mail, all you need to do is head to your county elections office during business hours. You have until 8 p.m. on Election Day to register. And if you don't know where your local office is, we have the link to help you figure it out and find it. It's on our website. Just click on links you saw on TV. Meantime, if you're trying to turn in your filled out ballot and you live in the Marysville area, you've got to listen closely because the ballot box on State Avenue is closed. It was accidentally damaged by a truck today. If you already dropped off your ballot inside that box, don't worry. Elections officials say those ballots have been removed and will be counted. But if you're still wanting to vote, you're asked to either pop your ballot in the mail or place it in a drop box in Arlington, Everett, or Tulalip.